catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.
Good evening. Welcome to Story Time. I want to say welcome to everyone out there coming in. We are live. Welcome to YouTube, Instagram, and all those that'll come back and see this later on all social media platforms, online, on social media. We welcome you. My name is Crystal. I am your host, also known as Shout Crystal. Okay. And I have the honor of having the Chief Apostle, Dr. Kenneth W. Curry tonight. So this is going to be a good one, y'all. If you're not familiar with Chief Apostle, Dr. Kenneth W. Curry, he's presiding prelate of the New Horizon Christian Ministries International. He's been there 45 years in ministry. So he has quite a bit to offer and to help break them yokes, y'all. So he's going to give us some good information. He's also a person who has been charged with presenting out the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. He's a certifying agent for what we call the President's Volunteer Service Award program. Okay, it was something that was created from the civil rights activists, and he's going to break that down a little bit more and really let you know what that consists of, because there's a lot of people out there who have these Lifetime Achievement Awards, right? So I want to invite you to Instagram, come on over to YouTube, because we're over here on YouTube. But the StreamYard was acting up today. I usually can simultaneously do this, but it wasn't letting me do that. So it wasn't letting me do that tonight. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that we are here, so you can come on over, because this is going to be a good one, especially for those people who are out there in the community doing a lot of work. And just want to let you know what it is available out there. And it's going to be a good one. He's also a minister. He's also an artist. So he has a lot of talents. God has blessed him with many talents. So we are going to bring him up. I know I see him in the studio, but before we get started, I just want to remind you guys of a few things. Once again, this is Story Time. And Story Time is a place where human beings connect and we talk about life experience. And that means the good, the bad, the ugly, everything is included, right? And so what we want to let you know is, ladies and gentlemen, that we are booking for 2026 now. And we also have a podcast series where we're doing something, and we are inviting people that are industry experts. We're doing a series with industry experts. So place a comment and let me know if you're interested, and we can include you in that. Okay. But in the meantime, when you get here, we want to ask you to do one thing. We want to ask you to share this with 5 friends. Share it with 5 friends. And when you get there, just like, comment, and subscribe. Okay. Like, comment, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Come on over. Come on over. So we want to make sure that you are aware what you could do for free, y'all. It's free. Okay. So right now we're going to move this picture out the way so you can see me and you can know whose voice you are listening to. If this is your first time, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. If this is your first time, I am your host, Shout Crystal, and my name is Crystal Bodie Smith. The name of the show is Storytime Podcast, and you will find it on all streaming platforms under Storytime Podcast or Storytime with Shout Crystal. And sometimes it shows up as Storytime Podcast with Shout Crystal. All of the above, and you'll find me. I guarantee you. All right, so let's get ready to bring our guest up. I want to get a round of applause and bring him up to the room because he is definitely waiting to join us. All right, Dr. Chief Apostle, Dr. Kenneth W. Curry, are you there?
I'm here. God bless you. It's an honor to be able to see you again. We were grateful just a few months back.
To be able
Uh,
to see to the last year.
yes,
And we're in a
yes,
new year now.
we got you in.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's
But
2026 now. So
it
literally
was an
say last
honor
year.
to it was an honor to be able to be there to present you, and it was such a wonderful program. You received your President's Lifetime Achievement Award, and as I told you, it was very well deserved. I look at the bios of all different types of people, and uh, once I look at it, I know that they're going to approve the work that I've done. I've been doing this for many years.
Yes, sir. Well, guess what? This is not about me. I thank you. I do thank you. I haven't had a chance to wear it or use it or present it. I do have it. I have it. So maybe screenshot. I have it here. But I definitely
I have it on tonight.
here.
I got
Uh,
got
I
it
have
on tonight.
I have my big, beautiful, beautiful certificate in the frame and everything up. So I have everything up, and it's definitely an honor. It's I don't take any of the things that I've ever been fortunate enough to receive for granted. It's a blessing. I know that it's just another opportunity for people to see God's work, because we're just a vessel here on this earth as a catalyst for hope. And so that's what it's all about. But tell the people, because a lot of people may not have met you. They may not have run across you on Facebook or in person or in, you know, any of these other social media platforms. I know you're on Facebook, but I'm not sure if you're on the other ones. So just give them a little bit. Tell them your name, where you're from, and a little bit about who is Kenneth. I want to start with Kenneth. I want to start with Kenneth before the doctor, before the chief apostle, because it started somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times when
Absolutely.
we achieve so much, we do really well for ourselves, but it starts when we are children. And so I like to take it back to that point, and that's usually what I do. And I'll tell people, hey, take me back to the good old days. So I think you sent me the picture. I got a picture. Yeah, there it is. And so take me back to those days. Who was Kenneth, the little boy?
Well, I'm originally from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, a very wonderful town, Kings Mountain High School graduate. And, I came up, my parents, Eugene and Mary Curry, they raised seven children. I was the second eldest son of seven children. There were four boys, three girls. And, I'm just grateful that I had good spiritual parents, Christian parents that kept me in the church, and had grandparents. As my grandfather, he was the pastor of our church that we attended for many years. I think like 40 years,
Okay.
and then 19 years at another church. He was pastoring both churches at the same time. But me, I guess I was more on the inquisitive side. I kind of stuck close to my grandfather, and as he ministered, it kind of made an impression on me. And
Yes.
so, over the years, I kind of gravitated toward that way. You know, as a young man, I wasn't like really out there like everybody else. I
Yes,
kind
sir.
of reserved and just kind of evaluated life as things was going.
Okay.
And so, as I got older and my grandparents got older, when I became old enough to drive, then my grandfather would have me drive him as he had gotten older to like BTU, Baptist Training Union meetings and stuff like that, and his preaching engagements. So, that just made a great impact on me. And subsequently, at the age of 14 years old, I felt the calling
Okay. Okay.
to ministry, and I just kind of followed that calling over the years.
Wow. And so I heard you give tribute. I have a picture of your parents here. A lot of times
Yes.
our upbringing has a lot to do with it. They instill so much in us. Talk to me, and I heard you say how your grandfather influenced you too. But what are some things that your parents instilled in you that is still with you today?
Well, I'm happy to say that, our family circle has not been broken. All 7 children are still living, and
Wow.
we call each other all the time, and it's a good thing to keep that connection going where you tell your siblings how much you love them and you appreciate them. And I'm glad that both my parents are still living,
Wow.
and they're in their late 80s, and so I'm glad that I can pick up the phone and call my dad or call
Ooh,
my mom. And
yeah.
people take a lot of those things for granted, but we just grew up in a very close knit family, all of us, from my uncles and aunts and all of them. We really appreciated the time that they took to put good things into us. you
Yes, yes,
know
yes. 7 children, all still alive. The family, I love how you said it. The family chain has not been broken. Both parents still living, all siblings. That is amazing. That is totally a blessing. You are right. So many people take that for granted. So I am grateful. And yeah, I'm sure that your siblings are very proud of you. Are you the big brother, the little brother? Where you
I
fall in the
No,
set?
no, no. I'm the second eldest. I have an older brother that's above me. But out of those 4 sons,
Uh-huh.
3 of them are preachers.
Wow. Three out
Isn't
of
that
four are
amazing?
preachers. Boy, y'all was meant to be so y'all had some praying. Y'all had some praying, some singing. Y'all sing in your house too. Y'all, boy,
Oh
come to
yes,
their house.
all of us. One of the things that my brother and I did, you know, for over 40 years, we played instruments for our gospel group. The
Yes.
group was called out of Kings Mountain. It was the Southern Crusaders of Kings
Oh my
Mountain, North
goodness.
Carolina,
Okay,
and
tell me
we
about that.
traveled. Oh yes,
Tell me
and
about the
we
Southern Crusaders.
well, it was. We came into the group as I played the lead guitar, and my brother, he played the bass guitar, and the group was led by our leader, Hawata Edwards, who passed away sometime back. But we would travel all over the country and doing gospel music and singing good gospel music. And we just had a great time with some of the other people that we saw there, Five Blind Boys, and all of these, Robert Blair and Tommy Ellis at Five Singing Stars, and all these different people. But it was a great experience because it just, we just kept our lives around spirituality. My dad, he played, and I learned to play the lead guitar from him because at that time he was playing with a group called the Mighty Starlights of Kings Mountain, North Carolina. And so,
Wow.
we're just surrounded. And my mother in the church, she was the choir director. So she was leading the choir. So we were in the choir and,
Oh my
and
goodness.
all of those
Y'all
different things. But
anointed family. A very, very anointed
absolutely,
family.
absolutely. Now my mom, she can sing now.
Really?
Oh
So let
yeah.
me ask you. Let me ask you. What are you more passionate about? The ministry side or the artistry side? Singing and playing and all that.
Now, I think I say it's both because when you can sing and preach, come on here.
Okay, so you can
when,
get up
when you
in
when,
there
when you
in the
can
pulpit and you can
hey,
you think.
you don't need a whole choir if you can sing yourself,
That's right.
because you could pull out one of those old hymns and start singing, and the people will join in with you. So
Yes.
then you got your song before the preaching. So
Yes.
it makes a difference. So I
Yes.
say, on that question, I would say probably both.
Wow. Man. And you have a tenor, a bass. What's your voice?
My
Baritone.
range, my range is the Larry Graham range.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what was that song? A one in a million. You. Ooh. So you got that voice?
Yes. I've done that for many people have asked me to do that in their weddings and different things like that. And so I will do that for them.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Can we get a little sample? Can we get a little sample?
A one in a million chance of a lifetime in life. Show compassion and send to me a stroke of love. Call you.
Oh, come on, hit that note right there. A one in a
A
million.
million you.
Mm, 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 mm. My. Right there, right there, right there. Because I got it on you. I'm gonna
That
get.
part.
Wow, that's all right. That was my song too. They don't make music like that anymore. You know that, right?
No, they don't. But and that's why. And I'm sure we'll get around to all of that. Uh, I wanted to come back in and just create music for myself as I was coming through school and growing up. I wrote a lot of poetry as
Did
well,
you?
and
Wow.
yeah, I wrote poetry based on kind of Negro dialect, but it was
Yes.
spiritual as well.
Yes.
And so, I wrote a lot of different things like that. And, I have some that I've kept, and maybe next time I'll share some of that with you as
Well,
well. I
no.
think we'll
It won't
probably
be
end up
next
doing
time.
a
We're gonna
part
get to that.
two.
We're gonna get to that today. So, poems, I understand a lot of music came from a lot of poems. A lot of spoken word artists that I speak to,
Mm-hmm,
I have a
mm-hmm.
series I do with spoken word artists. They talk to me about that and the connection between the poetry and the music. So,
Yes.
you are a poet as well. That's amazing. And what type of poetry did you write? Because there's different styles of poetry.
Well, like I said, it was more like a mixture of spiritual and then some Negro dialect, just different things that I had written over the years.
Mm,
And like I said, this goes all the way back to high school.
yes.
So I'm 63 now, but
Wow.
I still have some of the things that I had written, and I'm working on putting that into a book as well,
Really?
so that people can read some of the writings that I put together.
So let me ask you this. I can't put you on the spot for singing and not ask you to give us a little piece of poetry too. I mean, we know about the minister side of you and everything else, but that's why I like to get into who the person is, because a lot of times we know people, we see people, they serve, but we don't really know them. So now we're
Hmm.
finding out
Hmm.
that you are a singer at heart, you're a writer, and now you have a little poetry in you too. Give us a little bit sample of a poem if you have one. I'd love to hear it.
Well, it's one that comes to mind, and I'm trying to remember all the words to it, but it was entitled "I'm Rich."
Mm.
It says, "I'm rich, so please don't bother me. I've got money, so don't talk God to me. I've got power with money in my hand, so I don't need your God. You understand. I got big mansions and lots of land, but I'm sorry, God, you do not fit my plan. But as long as I have the money in my hand, I have the voice of a foolish man, and I'm rich."
Wow. Wow. Man, you are gifted. You are gifted. I mean, so man, that's amazing. So coming up through high school, did you compete in any level? I mean, was you
Oh,
in
yes.
the choir? Was you singing at school? I mean, talk to me about your teenage years before you went to college. Did you utilize any of those gifts?
Absolutely. Back in high school, I would always I was in choir, and so they would send the best of us uh, to the state choral clinic. And so they had all the people from all the different high schools, and they would meet at Mars Hill. And so they would send me every year because, and, we would go up and we were selected to be a part of the North Carolina State Choir. And
Nice.
they put on a great concert, and, it kind of distinguished you from everybody else. But, that's just some of the things I enjoyed with music, and just enjoying to sing.
Now let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm new at this, so I have to see. And I noticed that whenever you go places that you have on your ribbon, you wear your medallion, your award. And that caught my attention a minute because I said, I need to learn about this. I mean, not only when you're being presenting it, but when you are in a capacity as a chosen speaker for the room for the hour. Talk to me about, is that the norm? Is that what I need to be prepared to do? Because I'm getting ready to go into some rooms and do some things. And I know I just flipped from talking to you about the high school, but that caught my attention. And I just wanted to ask that before I forget, so I would know for sure.
Well, let me just say this, that's part of the military in me, because I went into the military in 1985 and I spent 5 years active duty. And so I just believe in reflecting the professionalism wherever I go. I just feel like, the same thing with Paul in the Bible. His name was Saul, but he brought the knowledge that he had over to the other side and continued that professionalism in the spiritual realm. And so that's the thing that I did. I learned a lot of things while I was in the military. I seen a lot of things, went to Germany, Korea, and all these different places. But I developed a professionalism about myself. As I said, I knew that, with 7 children, uh, there was no way possible that my parents on the meager income could afford to send us all to school. And so I began making my own way, and building my own way. As I was growing up, I seen a lot of the people and young men that graduated me, and they weren't going anywhere. Many of them had basketball talent and all of that, and they never went anywhere, and they just ended up on unemployment lines and all of that. But I saw something more different for myself. And so I went out and began to build my own platform for myself. Uh, as I joined the military, I took advantage of the classes that were being offered. They were offering college credits and all of that. And, I stayed diligent to that, even though, I had to give the time to Uncle Sam. Uh, I made it work for me while I was in service,
Okay.
and for me, I adopted a motto for myself and put that in place. And I use that even today. And the motto is, if you plan for what you want to have, you can have what you plan for.
Mm,
Those that don't have did not plan to have.
wow. If you plan for what you want to have, you can have what you plan for.
Those that don't have did not plan to have.
Wow, those that don't have did not plan to have. So, and you know what? You have to plan. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you don't plan, you
Absolutely.
fail. You fail yourself not planning, not being prepared. So that's good, and that's in the good book too. So, that's good. That's good. I like that. So
But
now, high school, college. Did you do any sports?
yes, matter of fact, I played basketball, as you see the last name.
Curry. Are you related?
Yes,
You related?
that's those are family, and my other cousin on my dad's side is James Worthy.
Wow.
And I'll tell you about that story, and
So James Worthy
as we go on.
and Curry too, all in the family. Oh my goodness! So you got skills on the basketball court too,
Oh
Doctor?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
When I was it's a funny story because I was in the military,
Hmm.
and um, I was coming home on leave, and that's when your family could come down and meet you at the gate
Yeah.
and all of that. And so I was coming from Germany and coming home on leave, and all my family came down to meet me at the gate. Well, I'm standing there at the gate, and I'm talking to my family, and I see a guy over on the telephone talking. He kept looking at me and kept talking. He kept looking at me. Then he motions for me to come over to where he was.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, who is this? He wants to talk to me. So I go over and talk to him. And he's like, do you play basketball? I said, yeah, I play basketball. He says, well, how would you like to come over and try out for North Carolina State?
Okay.
And so the guy that I was talking to was Jim Valvano.
Alvano. Wow. Because how tall are you? About 6'5"?
I'm about 6'5.5".
Six
And
five. Yeah.
so,
Okay.
and
Jim
so, but
Alvano.
see, me being in the military, Uncle Sam already had me. So I played in Europe. I played ball there, and we
Okay.
came out second place.
Okay.
But if I was able to had tried out, that was the year that they won the championship, the Cardiac Kids.
Wow. Isn't that something? And he spotted you.
Yeah, he
It,
spotted me and he offered me the opportunity to come and try out for the team. But Uncle Sam already had me. But I don't regret anything because I think God had a different path for me.
yes.
And so, as I was telling you about the classes I was taking, when I get ready to come out of the service,
Yes, sir.
because while I was in service, the reason I came out a little early is because I got injured in Korea. And so that cut that part short. But while I was in, I had completed enough credits for my bachelor's, and I was halfway through my master's when I came out of service. So I took my classes and transferred them to the local school here and continued my degree.
Wow. Yeah, because you got quite a few. You got a couple of, you got your master's, a doctorate, an honorary doctorate, a second
And
honorary doctorate that
PhD.
Obama gave you. Now we got to talk about that. You had President Obama to give you an honorary doctorate. I want to know how that happened because that had to be like really, really a highlight for you. I mean, out of all, I mean, even Mr. Joe Lewis from the Civil Rights. I mean, that's powerful. I mean, so you have two honorary uh, award that you received from two prominent people that are household names. I mean, these people go down in history, and they presented you with an award, and I feel special. And then you turned around and presented me with one. So, oh Lord, have mercy. So, when
Yeah.
I wear that, just to think about that, when I was saying that, I said, oh wow, that's even more special. So, wow. Tell me how you got to that point, but I don't want to skip. But I know that after all your degrees, doctorates, and everything, when you got to the point when you started receiving the award, I want you to make sure you tell me about how that felt when you got the award from them too. But before we get there, because you
Uh-huh.
had to start coming out of school, stopped singing, you had to start doing ministry or community work or something. So talk us through that transition. How
Well,
did you do it?
actually, I was doing those things while I was in the service. When I was in Korea, I was connected with some other servicemen who were preachers and pastors and stuff, and we ministered there. And while I was in Germany as well, so I kept my spiritual life very active, even though I was doing other things. I was kind of multitasking,
Yes.
and so uh, those things that I was able to do, like I said, I was working on the things that I knew would help me once I came out. And so
What
once
was
I
your vision?
came,
So while you were serving, while you were overseas,
mhm,
did you have a vision? Did you have a plan? Did you just said what you said about planning? So I know you have.
that was my plan. Because
Okay.
even in service, you watch some of the guys that they put in like 7, 8 years, and they wasted those 7, 8 years, didn't do nothing. They just received a paycheck and
Hmm.
didn't take advantage of all the things that the military was offering. I mean, you're getting to see different culture, you know, Germany and culture in Korea. But, I was taking advantage of those things while I was there. And so, I wanted to prepare myself a little better, but I think I did fairly well to prepare myself once I came out. I connected with the local schools here, transferred my credits, and just picked up from there.
Wow.
Now, it was some difficult times along the way. In 1980,
I was getting ready to ask you, was that the 80s? So that was the 80s.
mm-hmm, in
Okay. So in the 80s.
1986,
Okay.
um, I was married, and to that marriage we had 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl, there in the middle. And so I was blessed to have the children there. But I found out later in years that I had uh, some symptoms of uh, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
And but see, at that time in the 80s, they didn't know what it was.
Yes. Well,
And
let me
so
stop you there if I may, because as you can see, I have a picture of you and this beautiful woman that you said
uh,
you're married. You've been married about
wait.
14 years.
Now that's the picture that you have. Let me explain, because this is my second wife.
Okay.
And the first wife, we went through a whole lot of different things, and so we kind of just decided after 19 years that we just went our separate ways. But I just took a lot of time and worked on me and worked on my family and all of that. And God was able to restore a lot of the things that were lost. But I end up marrying a very wonderful woman. Both of us have a blended family. We both have 3 children on both sides, but now we got grandchildren on both sides. And, it's been very amazing. So my present wife is Dr. Sharon Lake Curry. And
Okay.
that's the picture that you have.
Okay, well, you know what? I love the respect that you give to your first wife, because you know what? That's an example that you're leading there. People need to understand that even though you are no longer with your spouse, if you've been married more than one time, you were once married and you had a relationship. So, I hate when people have negative things to say. So, kudos to you for
Well,
sticking
I
out.
never say anything negative about her or anybody else, because time is so short. And for me, we cared about each other enough that we had our children together, and they're beautiful children. Matter of fact, my youngest son, he is Air Force, and he's been in, I think, almost 14, almost 15 years, and he's made first sergeant and in the Air Force. So I'm extremely proud of him. He worked on a very high level. He always checks in with me, you know. And like I said, I keep that motto right out in front. I said, listen, son, if you plan for what you want to have, you can have what you plan for. And to some of the young ladies out there, he's a single young man. He
Okay.
got his own house, own
Okay.
car, on job, and he's got a wonderful career, and he's well educated.
Wow. Where is he located? In North Carolina too?
No, right now he's out in Oklahoma. He's
Oklahoma, lady,
stationed.
that's a good
Yeah, he's stationed in
single family.
Oklahoma, and I'm extremely proud of him.
All right, you heard it from his dad, y'all. So text me if you in the Oklahoma area or you're willing to travel and said, listen, who was that person that he was talking about? And how old is he? Or is he like
Chris,
30s?
yes, he's in his 30s. He's 35.
All right, ladies. So if that's around your cup of tea and you qualified, you got to be qualified. You heard the family. It's an anointed family. So you want to make sure that you don't call me if you don't have the credentials. Okay. From a spiritual perspective,
I raised him up on the right stuff. So, he knows how to respect the ladies and all of that. So
excellent.
He has a great temperament.
Wow, that's amazing. So, okay, so been married, military, schooling, and then you left the overseas and you put the plan into action. Talk to me about how that went about, because there may be some people that are watching this, come back and look at this, and they don't quite know how to do that. They have a vision. God gave them vision. They have something they like to do, but they just don't know how to get it started. So talk to me about how you came about and made it happen. How did you put it into fruition?
Well, everything, like I said, you have a plan in place. And like I tell everybody, you can always tweak your plan and make it better, but it's your plan. And you always talk to successful people and get information from them that might be able to help your plan too. And so then you put that plan together, and as you go, you do well. See, I learned a lot as I was getting out. I also was involved with information technology, and that was one of the biggest things too. Not only with ministry, but I learned information technology as once I got out of the service, I connected with way back in the day, the cell phone companies. I think I was with Altel Mobile when I started out with them. And I was just an installer. I started installing cable.
Okay.
But I'll tell you a story about that because, where I lived, there was kind of a lot of racist prejudice. And so, the higher position like service tech, maintenance technician, and all of that, many of the people that were working there, and I guess they kept two brothers there because they wanted to make sure that, they kept a minority in the building. So, but they would often say that, we weren't smart enough because when you have cable technology, you have to use mathematics to understand the signal that you have on each end. You have to do your plus and minus and see how much signal that you have from one end to the next. And they felt that we weren't smart enough to do that.
Wow.
So what I did, I saw that they had a course that was being offered in service technology and service maintenance. And so it was a year-long course. Okay. I was so angry with what they had said to me, I took their challenge. And I mean, the book was about this thick. I completed a year-long course in 3 months.
Wow. Okay.
And I got a diploma that made me a maintenance technician. And so when the position came around and the other guys weren't qualified for it, I was qualified for it, and that moved me around them.
Wow.
And that's the same thing I tell my son. he had some people that he was dealing with there, in the Air Force. And I said, listen, sometimes you have to move without letting them see you moving.
Mm. Or don't
I,
let the left hand know what the right hand is doing.
exactly. I said, they want to see you physically so they can see what you're doing. But if you don't let them know what you're doing, and the next time they see you, you're not behind them, you're in front of them.
That's right. That's right. Wow, that's good. So you're teaching him the ropes, definitely. So
Yeah.
after doing all that, you've got all those trades under your belt and everything, and then you begin to be a community advocate, and you started
Oh, Jesus.
obviously doing something that caught someone's attention. When did you get your first, after going to school, getting your degrees, doctorates, honorary doctors, and everything? And when you started out there doing your work in the community, whatever work it was, I would like to know, what was it that you was doing that got you that first recognition?
The first recognition was, you know, I believe that in ministry, uh, you don't forget the forgotten church. The
Mm,
forgotten church is those that are in prisons, those that are in nursing homes, and all of that. And so I got involved through ministry. I got involved with many of the nursing homes.
okay.
And, without pay, I would go into 3 and 4 different nursing homes throughout the week and just, involved, and they enjoyed the service because they were getting good, knowledgeable preaching.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Yes.
they always enjoyed it. And for me, uh, I became the pastor for those that did not have a pastor.
Wow.
Many of them were, well, I used to be this and that, and but their pastor and the people never come around. They would just put them on the sick and shut-in list.
And
And
that's
so
oof.
that some of my friends, they saw the work that I was doing. And so it just so happens I get this call, and the lady says, my name is Ambassador Dr. Lenora Peterson. And she says, your friends have submitted you for the President's Volunteer Service Award and for the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, I'm thinking that they're joking, because I did not expect anything like that. And so then she sends me the official letter, and I'm like, oh my God. And one of the good things about the award, the first one that I received my very first award from the very first African American president, President Barack Obama. And I was absolutely elated because, as I told you, the names go into the archives of that president. And so to be recognized by him, and therefore I, being excited as I was, once I got mine, I got involved.
You
And
said I
so I
want to
wanted to
spread the love,
volunteer. I'm
but
like,
hold on.
okay, I know a whole lot of my friends and people and leaders and pastors and all these different people that are deserving of this kind of award.
Wow. So we're gonna talk about that. But first, let me take a round of applause. To get an award from the first African American president.
Yeah,
That's good. That's
that's
real.
unbelievable.
That's real.
But listen, I heard you talk about, and you're trying to tell them what the requirements were. And let me share this so people will know. The President's Lifetime Achievement Award was first called the President's Call to Service Award. Now, it was established by executive order by George W. Bush.
Okay.
Okay, and was established to honor volunteers that give hundreds of hours per year helping others. And
Yes.
now, in order to get the president's lifetime achievement award, it requires 4,000 hours. And
4,000
so,
hours.
yes.
4,000
And
hours.
so yes, there you know
4,000
what
hours.
it took to get
4,000
there, right?
hours. And you get you one of these bad boys. 4,000. Go ahead. Keep going.
But me, and I would, as a certifying agent, I got my organization, New Horizons Christian Ministries, certified as a certifying organization. As a certifying organization, you take information from different people, referrals, and people may call in, or if I just know people personally. Now, I just want to share with some of you some of the caliber of people
Well,
that
you know what? Before you tell us,
uh
we could show them because I actually put together a slideshow for you. How
oh,
about
did
that?
you?
I put together the pictures that you gave me, and I think you might like it. I wanted to surprise you with it. So I think this is the perfect place for me to show that slideshow. And then you can come
Awesome.
back and talk about it. I know that I think you told me your first one was the whispers.
Yes.
So I know
Yes.
they're good. So let's take a look at this. I think this is a good time to take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, you watch a Storytime podcast with Shaw Crystal, and let's look and take a trip down memory lane here. All right. How'd you
I,
like
I,
that?
I'm just absolutely humbled. I'm grateful. It's been. You look back and you see the journey of everything that took place, and all I can say is it was all God, because you know God orders your steps in His Word, and so for me to have been exposed to all these wonderful people and just connecting with all of those, that was God's track for me. So
Wow.
oh my goodness,
I,
you
and and
know
I and I I'm glad that you like that. And I know that's not even a portion, a quarter
Jesus.
of the people, because I know you can't even do it. But yeah, tell us a few of the names, some of the ones that stuck out to you, and what it was about how it stuck out.
What you saw, uh, the whispers. my dear friends. They are very great friends. Wallace, Walter, and Leviel. As you know, that Walter passed away, Scotty. But you know, it was an honor to know him, and you know, I not only was able to present them with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award, but I went further. I reached out to my school, my alma mater,
Okay.
the Christian Bible Institute and Seminary, and I spoke with the president, Dr. Tony B. Lewis,
Mm-hmm.
and we were able to present all three of those men with their honorary doctorate in humane letter.
Wow.
As you saw them, you saw that picture of them in their cap and gown.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was the
Yeah.
time that
Wow.
I presented them with that award, and then we also presented them on stage in front of a packed house in Las Vegas. We presented them with their President's Lifetime Achievement Award. So that tells you what kind of company that you're
Yeah.
in, people you're in company with.
Well, let me ask
Um,
you a question. So,
mhm.
I know that had to be very touching. I believe you told me you almost got to do one or you didn't do one. What you tell me about Frankie Beverly?
I did Frankie Beverly before he passed away.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I did the whole band. I did the Maze as a group.
Okay.
Okay, so but I gave Frankie his individually, but
Oh
I
wow.
did recognize the group, Jubu Smith, and all of them that were involved in with Maze. I got them all done. So, like I said, uh, with Confunction, I did Michael Cooper and Felton Pilot, and we also presented them both with their honorary doctors. So now they're Dr. Michael Cooper and Dr. Felton Pilot of Confunction.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I've been seeing that happen a lot too, but a lot of people are getting these doctorates too. So that's a pretty amazing thing too. It's definitely an honor, and I see it happening with a couple of celebrities where they've gotten them too for being recognized. So that's a good thing. And family members. I think you told me one story about one that you did in the family. I think have you ever done one after the person passed away?
the biggest one, and many of you have to know, um, was the one that I did, and I think you had the picture of that, and it was for Catherine G. Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the real one, the hidden figures. Uh, but she passed away at 101. But you know, God put in my spirit
Mm-hmm.
uh, to present a posthumous award. So I was able to contact the family, her daughter Joylette Heilich, and her other daughter Catherine G. Moore, and they were absolutely elated. And so they had a formal event, and it took place at the Steve Uberazzi Museum there in Chantilly, Virginia. And we had the astronauts reunion. We had about 8 astronauts. So I had awards for all 8 of those astronauts as well.
Wow. Wow.
And the backdrop to our stage was the Space Shuttle Discovery. I think you
Wow.
probably saw it in the picture.
Wow.
That
Yes.
was the real
Yes.
space. I did not know that space shuttle was that huge. But when I stood up to speak, I said, listen, I said, this award goes to someone that if it had not been for her, these astronauts behind me wouldn't be standing here.
That's right.
And I said, that woman, she broke down the door
Mm.
of racial discrimination
Yes.
at NASA. And so I said, please help me to honor the
Yes.
life of Catherine G. Johnson.
Wow.
and her daughters came up, and you seen the picture. I had placed the gold
Yes. Oh,
medal.
yes.
I
Oh,
gave
wow.
both the daughters one,
Wow.
so that they would both have a gold medal for their mom.
That's
And
beautiful.
so, they wrote me a amazing letter, a thank you letter, and I pasted on my wall, and I'm grateful that you can make such an impact that way.
Yes, yes. Because you know what they say when they say, "May the work I've done speak for me." So it's
Yes.
obvious that their mom's work spoke for her, and to be able to still feel the love and the respect and the honor after she passed away, you really
Hmm.
helped them to keep the legacy alive by doing that.
Now, I want to share with everyone a amazing story, and it almost just it just made me overjoyed when this happened. I had one of my recipients that I met out in Ontario, California,
Uh huh.
and her name was astronaut Dr. Yvonne Cagle. And you can look her up in the history books because she was one of the 6 African American women astronauts ever.
Wow.
Okay.
I need to get with you. So I would love to interview some of these people
Oh,
because
yes,
we
absolutely.
need to do that
Absolutely.
together. We could collaborate and do something to keep people informed about who they are because our younger generation needs to know they need to still keep hearing their names. You know what I mean? That we need to keep them relevant.
Yeah, I got to get you in touch with her and also with Ronnie and Valeria Cunningham. They are the CEOs of the Bill Pickett All Black Rodeo. So they would be something too. But with Dr. Yvonne Cagle, she chose to have her award presented at the National African American Museum in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
So I
nice.
flew in, and so we had gotten there, and we're all there. But the lady that was supposed to be doing the scheduling, she had not opened up the window for our presentation program.
Okay.
So I said, wait a minute. I said, everybody's here already. All of us are here. I said, the stage is empty. I said, we have the whole stage. I said, why don't we just go ahead and do the whole program and record the whole program? Because nobody knows if there's an audience out there or not.
Right.
So
Right.
we did the whole program, and it was absolutely amazing. I mean, if you saw it and just looked at it, you wouldn't even know anybody was there. But
Wow.
anyway, the program went on, and so they had all of the astronauts there. All it was to honor all the African American astronauts. The uh, Vice President Kamala Harris, her people were there. She would have been there, but she got called away on another event. Uh, but they were there, and
Yes.
so during the discussion, they had a uh, question or comment part. And so they bring the mic around and let you speak. And God was just putting in my spirit. He said, "You need to tell what happened today." And
Wow.
so I raised my hand, and the lady came around, and I stood up. I said, actually, this is not a question or comment, but an acknowledgement. I said, on today, on behalf of the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, I said, we were able to present one of your own
Mm-hmm.
with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award and the person of astronaut Dr. Yvonne Cagle. She had her gold medal on while she was up on the stage. So
Wow.
she stood up, and the whole place just went up. They're clapping for her. And, it was an amazing program. But little did I know the impact of what that had done. Okay.
Yes. Wow. And
He
I know
called
this
me.
picture I have there. When you said her name, it made me think about where we met, because we met right there at that stage when she was running for president and she came here to Raleigh. And I have
Hmm.
a picture of this moment. This picture made it to the newspaper too. You
Oh,
know,
I didn't realize that. The one,
this moment.
yes, the one I was with Vice President Kamala Harris. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, she's a great visionary, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're grateful for her. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Yvonne Cagle, after the program, is about a week later, and she called me and she said, "Oh, Dr. Curry, you don't know what you've done." She said they had been trying to hold her back because she was a woman from receiving her promotion. Now she was colonel. They
Wow.
was holding her back from her promotion to brigadier general.
Wow.
Okay, so some of those people were there, and they saw me stand up and present her with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award.
So change
So
your mind
what
then.
what that did, it put them on the hot seat. They're like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
if the president gave her the Lifetime Achievement Award, why isn't she promoted?
That's right.
And so they promoted her.
Wow. Wow.
She
Wow.
called me. She said, I cannot thank you enough for what you did. I said,
Yes.
you know, sometimes we don't know what
Yes.
God is about to do in the
Yes.
situation. I had
Mhm.
no idea what was going on behind the scenes,
Yes.
but God used me to elevate her to the next level. And she became the first African American astronaut brigadier general woman
Wow.
ever,
Wow.
ever.
And where is she located?
She lives out in California right now. I
Wow.
call every once in a while to just check on,
That's
but
amazing.
she is.
So
I
that
mean,
is probably one of your highlights of all. I mean, that has to be because not only did you present that, and of course the whispers being able to get them their honorary degrees too. So those are two. Uh and so I know you presented to ministers and other people, sports. I saw the Lakers. Was it the Lakers that I saw? You did
yes,
the
that
Lakers?
that that was AC Green, and there. Oh my goodness, there's a story behind that too. Uh, you know, I was called, and the agent spoke to me and got me all the information for AC Green, and so we set up to go out to California. You know, and it would be presented at the Staples Center
Yes.
out there. And so, you know, I will be doing the presentation at Center Court there.
Mm-hmm.
But before the presentation,
Mm-hmm.
um, I knew that one of my cousins, James Worthy, I knew he was going to be there. And we hadn't seen each other since, you know, I left to go in the military. He left to go to North Carolina, Tar Heels, and all of that, and went pro and all that.
Yes.
But we
Yes.
hadn't seen each other since then. And so I said, okay, AC, I said, listen, I want to play a prank on my cousin. so So once I got up, I said, just give me a couple of minutes. And so when I got up to the podium, I said, you know, I said, before we do the formal presentation, I want to do a special acknowledgement of someone that is here that is very dear to me. And I want to recognize James Worthy. And I said, James, I'm from Kings Mountain. He jumped in, get out of here. He jumped up. I said, James, I said, listen, I said, when I was a young preacher, young minister, I said, your father, Reverend Urban Worthy, was my mentor. Oh, he's
Wow.
losing it now. He's
Wow.
losing now. So,
Wow.
you know, we went on with the program. And so
Yes.
after the program, he kind of made his way across. I think
Yeah.
I sent you that picture too. He
Wow.
made
So
his
you
way
mean to tell me
across.
he was doing all this from his seat? He was the
Yeah.
excitement. Wow.
Yeah, and so he made his way across to where I was, and so now I still ain't told him yet. So I said, I said, now, Jane, do you know any Currys in Kings Mountain? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know Currys. I know Mason Curry, my first cousin. And he said, matter of fact, we supposed to be, we kin to the Currys. He said, now, my Aunt Lottie, and I said, oh, okay, okay. I said, let me stop you right there. I said, because your Aunt Lottie is my Aunt Lottie. I said, I'm
Wow.
just waiting on you to figure out we were cousins.
Right. Oh, wow.
Oh, I got him so good. You know, it was so much fun. You know, oh
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness, cuz we got to keep in touch. You know?
Yes. Yes.
But
Have y'all kept in touch?
absolutely, absolutely. It's just a blessing. You know, you're talking about the gospel music now. I did one of the icons of gospel music, and that was Dr. Bobby Jones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Dr. Jones, you gave him one.
Yes, and what was so remarkable about it was I presented him his award right when he was being inducted into
Okay.
the Nashville hall. And so if you go to the hall, you'll see the award that I presented to him in his display.
Oh, at Nashville.
Yes.
Oh, I got to do that because I just came back from Nashville. I was there for 5 weeks. We almost went, and we didn't go. I got to check that out. I have to check that out. That's amazing. That's
I
amazing.
mean, some of the, well, I'll just, I know that we don't have a whole lot of time, but I want to do some of the notable,
Yes, please name them.
some of
Please
the
name
the
them. Take a
notable
moment. Name them.
people. I was able to do the legendary Frida Payne.
Yes.
Uh-huh. I was able to present the award to Janice Marie Johnson.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
you know
Yes.
Janice Marie Johnson. That's Taste of Honey.
Yes.
The
Yes.
boogie
Yes.
oogie oogie lady. That's
Yes.
right. Her.
That's old school there, but I tell you, they don't make music like that anymore.
No, they don't. Now, one of my dear friends that I call and talk to him, his lovely wife, Patty, I was able to do Bootsy Collins, the
Okay.
Funk Master.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Lord. But you know, um, I had Gerald Albright.
And Gerald's
Uh,
local here. Gerald's local. So
yeah, eight-time Grammy. I call him and talk to him all the time. Now, one of the biggest of the music industry that I was able to do, and I was just grateful because he's a part of also our organization, the Hidden Pioneers,
yes.
and that was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Okay. And I know you did another local person here too, because you did Jerry Jam too. You did Jerry Smith.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did Jerry Smith, a great friend. He and I talk all the time. I have him call him and talk to him. I think he's got a new radio
He
show, and
does. He
so
does have a
I'm
radio
trying to
show.
see if I can get my new release on there too at some time.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. You do have a new song. Miracle, something about miracle.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. So, in the midst of presenting Lifetime Achievement Awards, ministering, because are you ministering on the weekends?
I minister all over the country. I'm a presiding prelate, and I just minister wherever Lord leads. But I do have my presiding and jurisdictional bishops that are. I have North and South and East West jurisdictional bishops, and
Okay.
we
Okay.
have churches that are national and international. We have some
Okay.
in Kenya and Nairobi as well.
I don't know if you can see that heart, but I see Sharon Curry in the building. The heart there.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
saw
she
her.
listened in because,
Uh-huh.
she's seeing all the work that goes in behind the scenes. And she was with me on one of the biggest
Really?
one of the most special ones that I was able to do. And that was for the legendary Glenn Turman.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because
He
I was
just got his
listening.
star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know, I called him over Christmas, him and his lovely wife Joanne, and wished them a Merry Christmas and all of that. You know, I try to,
Stay
you know,
connected.
yeah, but I don't give my clients information out. You know, I respect their privacy and as they respect mine. And, you know, that's why I keep a lot of good, dear friends.
That's
Uh,
it. That's it. Because people will hear your names and they'll be like, oh, can
mhm.
you put me in contact with this person?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I'm
that's it.
like, no, 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 no. I said, listen, I would ask them if it's okay to give out their information. If they're not with it, and I'm not doing that.
That's right. Yeah,
Uh,
you don't want to do that.
you
You don't
know,
want
you gotta protect people. Uh,
yes.
I was able to present the award to Sheila E. and her father Pete Escobedo.
Sheila E. Oh, that's a good one.
That's
You
old.
know,
That's old school. That's way
let me tell you
old
something. What
school.
about, let me tell you, I just got my ticket today for March for Diana Ross.
Mm,
How about Diana Ross?
yes, I didn't get there. I didn't get there. I was trying to get magic done, but see, the administration changed over, and but I do have the award that I'm waiting still to schedule for Kirk Whalum, and I've got one for I don't know if you remember Oba Babatunde.
Okay, yeah. Now Sharon said, excellent story time. To God be the glory. Thank you so much. And Yellow Lotus said, I love Sheila E. She loves Sheila E. That's another young lady. I just
Oh,
actually interviewed
you
her.
know, but see, now if I was some type of scamster or something like that, you know, I wouldn't have these people calling me. I'm sitting there and I just gotten up, getting a coffee, all of that, and I get a call and they're like, okay, can you get on a three-way conference call? And I said, well, okay, I'll get on, and then I get on the call and they said, we want to introduce you to someone that would be a possible candidate. And then I'm sitting there talking to Sheila E. and her father, Pete Escobedo, on the phone.
Yeah.
So, it just, like I said, if I was I didn't tell you I had Barry Manilow as well.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But if I wasn't a honorable person, those people wouldn't have sought me out, and so
That's right.
that's why you see me dress the way that I dress. I try to dress for what I'm trying to do.
Exactly.
If I'm representing the administration, I'm going to represent it in the highest regard, representing not the person but the office.
That's it.
You know,
And
and
that's what
so
you said.
that's what you represent.
Wow. And so you said you do this and you picked up this because of your military background. So I asked that question because
Hmm.
I don't ever want to be out of order. If I go somewhere, and of course, if somebody was to call me and say, hey, Chris, we want you to do this and we want you to do this, bestow this. Like you remember that night I did my first because I took it upon myself to bestow it upon Dark Essence. But if I was
Yes.
to go somewhere else that was not related to uh, doing a lifetime achievement award,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
we'll have a conversation offline about when it would be appropriate, because sometimes other people won't know what it is and but it's not about the other people. You just walking in your authority. That's
Exactly.
not we walking our
Exactly.
body. So I don't want to feel awkward if I go into a room. I just need to know, if I walk up in there and I decide to show up in there with my ribbon and I come up in
Oh
there
yes.
like this and people don't know what that is. They'll be like, what's that?
Hey,
Now, if it's
hey, remember
political,
I gave you a lapel pin too.
yes, I have the lapel pin too,
You
but
have your lapel pin.
so political events, people will recognize it. But
Yes,
when
they
it's
do.
outside of political events, they may not recognize it. Correct?
That's correct. Sometimes because not everybody doesn't get this type of award. Just like I was mentioning uh, this is the highest humanitarian level award that the president can give.
Yes.
Other
Yes.
than giving you like the Medal of Honor, the Medal of Honor is for your profession.
Yes.
This is what you give back to the community.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
time and your energy, what you gave to the community. And remember what I told you at the show, at the event? I said, it's not based on what you say about yourself. It's based on what other people say
Others say
about
about you.
you.
Right.
You know, and people thought enough for you to say, hey, man, you need to give that to Crystal. She's been doing this and that. And I'm like, okay, let me take a look at, look at her bio of information. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, she has been doing a lot of stuff. And so I
What
looked
does
at
it
it.
take? What does it take? And again, thank you for that. And I'm asking that question because if I was to decide,
Mm-hmm,
just like I did it for Doc Essence, if I know, like you said, you knew some other people that were worthy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I know some other people that are worthy. I know that last year when you made the presentation, you said with the new administration, there were some things where they were trying to hold up the program and take the program away. I think you said before we started the live that the program is still active. So I probably will have a conversation with you. I talked to Dr. Gary yesterday too, and she's being honored at the UN
Right.
this weekend.
Oh,
Wow,
amazing.
they're doing something in Jacksonville. I may have to go down there to Jacksonville for that. And then she's going to New York for that. And I'm like, wow. So it's work out here doing what we do in the community. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I called and spoke with the people at the Points of Light, and what they were saying is that it goes through AmeriCorps as well, and because of those cuts, they pulled so many people that were working within the program out that they had to pause the program because they didn't have enough people to fortify the program. So it's paused. It's not gotten rid of. So we're hoping and praying that some of the people that are out there will write to their senators and tell them, listen, this is a way that I see that the administration can always reach into the community and say,
Yeah.
hey, we see what this blue collar guy is doing, or, he's helping try to make his community better, and therefore he makes his country better.
Yes.
And so that, and they have the program. It's not only for the adults, it's for the kids too.
Yes.
If they work on their level, they can get the gold medals and the gold award. They don't get the lifetime because that means you're grown, and it's a lifetime achievement award. So they haven't lived a lifetime yet. So anyway.
Yeah. So let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
Who creates or who certified the certifying agent? Like you're a certifying agent, right? You're a certifying agent
Yes.
to be able to present these awards on behalf of the office of the president, right? So who does that? Who certifies?
Well, there's you go on to the site, but like I said, the site is down right now. They don't have it up right now. But you go onto the site, and when the site was up, there was a questionnaire if you want to become a certifying organization. It's like 100 questionnaire, and so they'll grade you. You got to read through it and read all that thing, and they'll score you. They'll score you on how well you did on that test.
Well,
and if you get a passing score, then you become a certifying organization.
Wow. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Chief Apostle Dr. Kenneth W. Curry, and he is the certifying agent for the Office of the President for the Lifetime Achievement Award. He's
Under
also
Joe Biden.
Under Joe Biden. Yeah, we want to make that clear because everybody know who's in office right now. So we want to make that clear. I gotta laugh when I say that because of what's going on in the world today. We have to laugh to keep from crying, right?
Yeah, we have to
Because
keep
there's
praying.
so much controversy going on right now. We have to continue. I want you to know you can follow him on Facebook. He goes on Facebook. He actually does. I do you do like a daily uh affirmation or daily prayer or something on Facebook. If you follow him on Facebook, it's on the screen at Apostle Dr. Kenneth Curry. Apostle Dr. Kenneth Curry is how you can follow him on Facebook. And what do you do? What time do you go live
Well,
on
you
Facebook?
usually, if I do it, I usually do it early in the morning. Sometimes I may just do it on a Sunday morning or something like that if I feel led. But I just try to share relevant information based on what we're seeing in our society today. And we're seeing so much end time things that are happening, and so I want people to understand that there is a word for what they're dealing with in this
Mm,
time and season. And
wow.
so many of them may not get that type of preaching or teaching in the church. It's not
Yes.
always that type of expounding preaching, but you get teach preaching so that
Yes.
you can have something that you can grasp onto.
Yes. Let me
Hmm.
ask you something. So, what do you want? If what do you people when you stop doing your community service, when you stop going live on Facebook, when you stop singing, when you stop doing everything that you do, what do you want the people to say about you when your name is spoken about in the room?
That I was able to serve the community and help make people better. I was able to say something that inspired people to be the very best that they could be. Even when I speak to my grandsons, I said, "Listen, you don't have to be Michael Jordan. You don't have to be any of these other." I said, "Why can't you just be the best you that you can be?" Your name could be up right up there with the rest of those people, just like that. You concentrate on being the very best you that you can be, and that was my vision for myself. I didn't need to be anybody else. I
Right.
needed to just be the very best me that I could be, the very best person. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes,
Yes.
but we can't fix the past, but we can fix the future.
Yes.
We can always make the future better.
Yes. Wow. Well, I want to thank you so much. I know we've covered a lot. We talked about your education, your dreams and aspirations after you traveled the world. We talked about the amazing honor you had to receive your honorary doctors from our first African American president, Dr. Barack Obama, and then the civil rights leader, Joe Louis. We talked about the amazing people that you presented your awards to and how you impacted all the lives, the ministry, the singing that you've done. Is there anything you could tell us about you that people don't know about you? Like when you're not serving, when you're not singing, when you're not doing poetry, what do you do in your downtime? Tell us something that we don't know that you do that people would be surprised to hear.
Well, I love to fish. My wife should tell you I'm a bass fisherman. I love to go out and fish. And right here, as you know, in the Raleigh Durham area, there are lakes everywhere. I got my hot spots. I ain't telling everybody where they are, but
Okay, that's right. Because they'll be lined up with their fishing
yeah,
rod. Okay.
I guess my hot spots. But listen, I just want people to know that, God blessed me with a song to put out, and I was able to release it thanks to my dear friend out of Baltimore, Elder Luther Baker. We went into the studio up in Baltimore and we did the single "I'm a Miracle." And you can find it on 23 different streams, and you can download it and listen to it. Uh, it's under Apostle KC, Apostle KC, and the song is "I'm a Miracle." It will bless you real good. Listen to the words of the song. And I'm sure that, many of the people that listening will identify with the "I'm a Miracle" song.
So where did that come from? Where did the song come from? Was you going through something? Did you
Well,
Being a miracle, or what was it that brought that to your mind and heart?
I saw a lot of people, uh, especially, you know, a lot of women and people that go through cancer and things like that. And, you know, the words just begin to flow. And you
Right.
know, uh, it said, when I think of the reality that you came from heaven to die for me, I'm a miracle. And when I look into the mirror glass and think of all the things that were in my past,
Yes.
I'm a miracle.
Yes.
It says, after all the things that I've been through, people told me things I couldn't do, I'm a miracle.
Yes. 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 Yes.
You know, people look at you and I think about all the people, a lot of women, they go through the chemo and they had to lose their hair, and people making fun of them. I said, my people criticized and laughed at me, but I'm a miracle. When you
Yeah.
go and look in the mirror glass, you say, oh man, you
Wow.
know, I'm still alive.
Yes.
I'm a miracle.
Yes.
You know?
Ooh, my sister's that, you know, what you describing is my sister right now. She's a 4-time cancer survivor, 3-time brain surgery. She has dementia now. She's had COVID, pneumonia, knee surgeries. Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
She's been through so many things. I can't even keep up. And you
You
talking
you
about a
you
miracle?
let her listen to that miracle song. And
I'm gonna have to get
you
that
tell
play.
her I wrote
I
that
have to play.
song for people just like her.
Send me a link. Please send me a link. But I have Pandora, I have Spotify. Send me a link or something.
All you have to do is just go to it's on any. It's also on YouTube. If you
Okay.
go to YouTube and put
Okay.
in "I'm a Miracle" Apostle KC,
Okay.
you'll
Hold
see
on.
me in my red uh, apostles
Well, I tell you what
attire.
we're gonna do, because just since you said that, we're gonna find that. Definitely. I'm going
You'll see me.
so you have a page. You have a page.
I'm still working on my page because I'm still working on trying to put everything together.
Okay, so what should I search?
Once I release my book too, because my
So,
book is going to come out,
okay,
and
what do I
it'll
search?
be about all this stuff that we just talked about. And I got it with my editor right now, and the title of the book is "When I Became Job."
Wow,
When
what is it?
nobody
Okay,
hears you but God.
I see it. So here's what I'm going to do. If it's okay with you, I can play this.
Go
Oh, you
ahead.
do have a channel. You do have a channel here. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. We are listening to the one and only Apostle, Chief Apostle, Dr. Kenneth W. Curry. And he has a song coming out. It's available on all streaming platforms. I'll say it again. It's available on all streaming platforms. We're going to check it out. He has it on YouTube, so you can see it on YouTube. And we're going to share it right now. Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's hear. And let's see what we got going on. You have the rights to this, so we can play this, correct?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to play this up here. We're going to remove some of these pictures, and we're going to put this up here. And let's see what we have here. One moment. Miracle, everybody. Take a look. Take a listen. One moment.
When I think of the reality that you came from heaven to die for me, I'm a miracle. And when I look into the mirror glass, think of all the things that were in my past, I'm a miracle. And after all the things that I've been through, people told me things I couldn't do, I'm a miracle. I'm a miracle. Oh Lord, my God, thank you for miracles.
Wow, beautiful voice.
Listen,
After all the times I knelt to pray, and somehow, God, you made a way. I'm a miracle. And after all my friends made fun of me, they criticized and laughed at me, I'm a miracle. And when the darkness turned and walked away, said I wouldn't make it another day, I'm a miracle. I'm a miracle. Oh Lord, my God, thank you for miracles. Thank God for miracles, 'cause miracles can happen when we pray. Thank God for miracles, 'cause I'm a miracle standing here today. After all the times I knelt to pray, and somehow, God, you made a way. I'm a miracle. And after all my friends made fun of me, they criticized and laughed at me, I'm a miracle. And when the darkness turned and walked away, said I wouldn't make it another day, I'm a miracle. I'm a miracle. Oh Lord, my God, thank you for miracles. Thank God for miracles, 'cause miracles can happen when we pray. Thank God for miracles, 'cause I'm a miracle standing here today. Yes, I'm a miracle, 'cause God, He made a way. Yes, I'm a miracle standing here today.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Miracle. Okay, wait. We gotta make sure. We have to make sure.
I'm a doctor, and my passion is to alleviate arthritis pain using.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
yeah, I wrote that to make sure that the people that heard it, would be able to identify with it and know that it was written to minister to them.
Yeah.
All my friends made fun of me, they criticized and laughed at me.
Woo! You not only get applause, you get a drum roll too on that. That was amazing. Miracle. You
can get it, download it. It's going to bless you real good. I'm just grateful. God put that in my spirit many years ago, and so I continued working. And I think in this time and season, we need the miracles.
Yes, we do. And you know what? Have you heard like American Idol, the song he did, Heal? We're in a time and season right now where this is what people need. Healing, Miracles, affirmations, confirmation, speaking life into them when they're going through things, when it don't look like what it is, you know what I'm saying? Activating their faith. People have to have more faith, you know what I'm saying? And because they need to be encouraged that all things are going to work together for the good, because they're going through some things right now. And they have to know that they have to trust in him and lean not to their own understanding and just acknowledge him in all their ways. And that song was beautiful. Your voice.
Thank you so much.
I heard it
I
when you did
I
the one
told
in
you
a
the
million.
voice range. I told you the voice range.
Oh my goodness, you are gifted. You are really gifted. I want to thank you so much for blessing me, for coming. I know we had to postpone, but I'm just glad that we made it here. We got here, and oh my goodness, your story is amazing. You are a gem that we have here in North Carolina, right here in North Carolina, blessing people, acknowledging people, singing to people, preaching to people, serving the people. My goodness, may God bless you for all that you do. And I hope and pray that you take some time out for you too, because sometimes when we're always giving and serving and doing and being and going and pushing and pulling, we don't stop to pour into our own self. Sometimes, we get depleted, the cup get a little empty, you know what I'm saying? The cup get a little empty, and so we got to pour something else back into it so we can continue to give it out.
Well, let me just say this, that, I'm grateful that my wife is a nurse for over 40 years, and she keeps me on track with that. As a matter of fact, next month, we'll be celebrating our anniversary. So, you didn't get to show the picture of us in there, did you?
Which one? Which picture was that one? The one
of my wife and I.
I showed that I showed the one of the two of it. You mean the other one on the cruise?
Yeah. That's right. It was in the collage. Okay, that's right. But we're going back out. Probably try to get out on a cruise somewhere and just take a little time to relax. But
that one right there.
I don't have idle time that I try to just sit around. Many times I have my bishops that will call, or my spiritual daughters, they'll call, and they always call me chief or pops or something like that, but I try to give them good information so that when I'm gone, they can say that, well, yeah, my pastor and my chief, he told me this and he told me that was able to help me. I want them to be able to look at ministry the way that Eli and Samuel were. The old prophet told the young prophet how to hear God and how to answer God. And so that's what I try to instill in my my younger bishops and elders.
Wow. Well, listen, I will give you the opportunity to give us any closing comment that you want to give us. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for all that you do out there serving the community. Again, I thank you so much for bestowing the honor on me and what you did. Everything you've been doing since you've been this little boy, you've been out here just spreading love around the world with these lifetime achievements. So we thank you for that. I know that your wife is blessed to have you by her side. Any closing comments that you'd like to give us right now as we begin to make our way and land this plane for the evening?
Listen, let me just say to everybody that, even though I've come up through many years of ministry, like I said, this will be probably 46 years that I've had the opportunity to be in ministry. Even though I carry the title of a chief apostle, which I came through consecration as a bishop, and I've served in the church all these years and served faithfully. At the end of the day, we don't let the title determine us, because we are servants You know, he said, let him that is great among you be the servant. And so we want to be servants. We want to serve one another. We want to help one another get to the place where we're all trying to go. You know, I'm just like John. He said, it's just a voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord. I'm just trying to point you to somebody that can help us all. So as I continue to do the work, listen, you know, go out there and get the music. If it blesses you, I'm blessed. And I thank you all for tuning in to listen to my little story, you know.
It's not little. Nobody, I want to correct you there. Everybody's story is big. Everybody's story matters. You know, society, sometimes people feel like they're on a higher pedestal than others. No, everybody's story matters. Everybody has something in their story.
I'm right here. I'm right here with everybody else, you know.
Right. But
we're all equal across the board. You know, there are no big eyes and little U's in the kingdom of God. So, you know, I just want you to know that for me, I always want to be a resource. Okay, yeah, Pastor, what does the word say? I'm going through this and that. Oh, okay, let's go see what the word says. Come, let us reason together, saith the Lord. So that's my calling. That's what I'm here to do, to try to help as many as I can to, you know, straighten out their lives, do what they need to do to get to the destiny that God has already put in their path for them. Your path may not be the same as mine, but, you know, you walk the path that God has put before you.
Amen, amen, and amen again. Thank you so much. You have been listening to the Chief Apostle, Dr. Kenneth W. Curry. Once again, go follow him. If you're on Facebook, follow him. If they're not on Facebook, and make sure you go to the YouTube channel and pull up Miracles, and it's going to come up under his name, Kenneth Curry Miracles. It's a beautiful song. He has a wonderful voice, and stay tuned for whatever he may have next. Anything coming up that you need the people to know about? Any announcements?
No, just then go to iHeart, Spotify, in any of the major streams, and you can download the miracle for yourself. And I pray that it will be a miracle to you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Storytime. We'll be back Sunday, 9 p.m. on Sunday with Dr. Carol Coco Diggs with her story, and then we're going to kick off the podcast series with her. She is a doctor of dementia. She's certified in dementia. All right, she's a certified dementia practitioner, so she's going to get us right and help us with our loved ones that we need to in many areas, not just dementia, but geriatrics, a lot of areas for adults. So tune in. You don't want to miss it. Don't forget, if you go to bed early, you could do replays, y'all. You can share the link if you miss it live and do a replay. See you on the next story time, 9 p.m. on Sundays, 8 p.m. on Wednesday. This was a special show because we had to reschedule. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I am your Hope Catalyst. My mission
Be proud.
Instill hope. And definitely my words always are, parting words are always keep hope alive. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save life. Thank you so much. See you on the next story.
A catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.